Yeah, I mean, EHOME versus Complexity is going to be a sweet game. I'm really excited about this. Complexity, obviously, being an American team, there's a lot of American fans here in the arena, the hall. I guess it's actually a hall. Whereas EHOME, I am a huge EHOME fan. I'm a big fan of PCT. I think X is one of my favorite players. So I feel like while they haven't had very consistent results, like a team like Complexity, I think they can beat Complexity.
But Complexity played amazing, yes. I mean, they lost 2-1 to Zenith. Zenith is one of those teams which are really hard to deal with, really hard to beat. I think Complexity, for me, they're just so refined and just playing some of the best Dota here.
I've been running some numbers on EHOME versus Complexity, and it seems that Complexity likes to win their games, in average, about 39 seconds. EHOME likes to do it in 40. So, you know it here, you just look at the timer. If it gets to 40,
Are you talking seconds or minutes?
Minutes, or that's
I was like, is he trolling?
Oh my God, Bruno, stop breaking the stage. All right, so what was it?
39 minutes for Complexity, 40 minutes for EHOME.
That's going to be Toby will be commentating. I'm sure he'll be looking
That's
at
the
that time
key
frame.
minute.
He'll be like, all right, guys, the game's going to end
now,
sometime in the next minute. All right, so we'll have to see. So yeah, EHOME were obviously last year's runners-up. They managed to get all the way to the finals. Weren't able to beat Na'Vi this year. Have they come back stronger? How do you feel they are as a team?
They're not really the same team they were last year. I feel like last year's teams was a lot more consistent. The playstyle of EHOME now is, while they are very, very strong players, they really don't play consistently. From game to game, they'll look amazing one game, and the next game they look much less impressive.
Well, they lost 820. 820 is an irreplaceable captain. It's basically their picks have been a bit sort of all over the place. I mean, their strategies they're using Wiz Tiny a lot. They haven't really got everything down straight. A play like 820 can't be replaced, but they're doing well without him.
Yep, they are doing well, but of course they're in the loser bracket and they're coming up next. But let's go to an interview with King J from EHOME to see how he feels his team's doing here at the International.
好了，各位正在收看直播的观众朋友们，大家好，我是精灵。那接下去的比赛呢，马上就要开始的是 EHOME 战队的对决了。站在我身边的是来自 EHOME 战队的 King J。那 King J 来给大家打一个招呼。
大家好，我是 EHOME 战队的 King J。
那接下去的对手是来自于美国的 coL 战队。那虽然说他们也同为败者组，在昨天的比赛中呢，应该说表现也是非常的抢眼。曾经是有一场比赛击败了被称为东南亚非常强的 Zenith 战队。那么你觉得这样一个对手，他们的战术体系就你而言，你觉得是怎样的呢？
他们战术体系是以抱团 push 为主，打到中期他们的应该是主力carry，然后带线，然后4个人抱团找机会，所以我们应该打他们有相对的战术吧。
好的。那么昨天在采访呆的时候，他也是表示，队内的位置还不是特别的固定。那么经过了一天的休息，有没有调整好呢？
这个问题还是属于我们队内比较大的问题。我们现在队内普遍的还是以英雄分人为主吧，现在。
好的。那么也是希望EHOME战队在接下去的比赛中能够一帆风顺啊。那谢谢 King 的采访。
Okay, then, so you've met King J, and if you're not familiar with EHOME, here's the rest of the lineup.
King J, 北京 China。
蓝姆北京 China。
呆北京 China。
PCT 北京 China。
QQQ 北京 China。
So, EHOME, last year's runners-up. This time they find themselves in the loser bracket pretty early. What do you make of this?
Yeah, as Gods mentioned, they did have that change 357 taking over the captaincy role for 820. Likewise, they've had a couple roster kind of changes as far as playstyle goes. PCT now playing that mid solo role, where previously it was X playing Lions, Storm Spirit, Tinker all the time. He's kind of shifted into that 4, where that secondary support role now, whereas PCT is now playing that role. So they have a lot of changes.
Bruno?
I'm excited about them. One thing that they've been doing really well is playing that Bounty Hunter off lane. They really know how to do it. They're 6-1 with them.
All right, then we'll see if that's going to be the case if they bring in Bounty Hunter. So that's EHOME, and of course they're going up against the Americans on the home soil. So let's have an interview, I believe, with Jeho from Complexity.
Hey, DPM here. I'm with Jeho from Complexity. They're going to go up against EHOME. So, Jeho, you're one of the newer teams around here. Do you think you've inspired all of those teams that want to go professional?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We've trained very hard for this tournament for 5 months. We practice 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And I think that's an inspiration for newer teams to to practice. I mean, anything is possible with practice.
Talking about this new team image, do you think the teams over here still see you as that team that came out of nowhere, or do you think that they see you as a force to reckon with?
I mean, every team is not underestimating anyone because, you know, anything can happen. They can, like, catch you off guard. You know, teams don't want to give out chances in this type of competition.
In the group stage, when you played against EHOME, you had a 1-1 score, which was really close and even. So do you think the upcoming match will be really close, or do you have some super secret plan?
I don't know. Maybe we have something up our sleeve, but I think it's going to be one good of a match. I think we're confident that we're going to win. We're a different team from what we were during the group stage. I think we're a lot better now.
So lastly, I know that all the Filipinos are crazy Dota fans. So have you been receiving a lot of support from the Philippines?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're very dedicated fans, and I want to thank them for that. I'm very fortunate to have them backing me up.
Okay, so good luck in your upcoming match.
Thank you.
Thank you, Singh, for the interview. Yeah, so Jaeho says they're a different team from the group stages, but he doesn't mean the lineup because here they are.
Fluff and Stuff, Palos Verdes, California.
Hannah Montana, Brentwood, California.
IX Mike 88, Livonia, Michigan.
JO, Vancouver, Canada.
TC, Calgary, Canada.
Complexity finished their group stages in second place, going 9-5. Yesterday, they unfortunately dropped down to the loser bracket from the winner bracket. So not a great start to the playoff day, but they're here in day 2. It's a best of 1. Tell us about the team.
Yeah, I mean, they're here in the US on home ground. I think it does give them a slight sort of motivation to play well and just really perform here. And it's something that, whether it's the IX Mike factor or the fact that they're the only full American team, they are the fan favorites here.
So J.O. said he was Filipino. Do Pinoys play Dota? I didn't realize. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh, shocking.
Everyone plays Dota.
Complexity, I feel like they're a team that 5 or 6 months ago, a lot of people didn't know. They would have no idea who most of these players are. But the long hours, hard training has really paid off, and they are a force to be reckoned with. And I think by the end of this tournament, everybody will know who Complexity is.
Bruno, we're going to the game in just a little moment. So what have you got for us?
Quickly. They've traded blows already in the group stage. They're 1-1, but the heroes are always the same. Jo goes for that Pinoy Templar Assassin, and Lan goes for that Morphling. They got one each one, and we'll see which one wins the third one.
All right, then. So EHOME versus Complexity, guys. I'll throw it to you for predictions. Any favorites going into this matchup?
This is a tough one to call.
Complexity.
I'm going to go with EHOME.
Why?
I'm a big fan of PCT. He no noob.
Okay.
I'm going with IX Mike's mustache.
All right, well, yeah, that's a safe bet as well. All right, then, guys, we're ready. It's EHOME versus Complexity, the second game here from the lower bracket. Loser, unfortunately, will be out of the tournament. Winner will be moving on to the top 8. Enjoy the game. Over to the commentators.
Thank you very much, James. We are here live down in the main hall for Complexity versus EHOME. One of the 2 remaining hopes for USA. Well, we have to see who gets to advance through and who gets to sit and watch the rest of it go. We still haven't lost a single Chinese team from the competition yet. I'm pretty sure the American crowd right now will be cheering a lot for Complexity Gaming. As far as EHOME goes, they've also got a lot of fans with them here live because people love watching these guys play Sind, but also everyone on the live stream, EHOME, the guys who got the second place last year. Of course, it's a little bit different roster this time around. They play different kind of styles. In fact, funny enough, both these teams play a very, very different, very same style. That works.
Yeah. I just want to say before we get this game underway, it's obviously that here in Seattle, it's obvious there's so many Complexity fans. So first of all, can I hear you? Complexity, who's cheering for Complexity? All right, that's pretty much.
You knew that was coming, man. You knew that was coming.
All right, that was pretty much 9/10 of the crowd. Who is cheering for EHOME? And who is just cheering for a good game? There we go.
That's the stuff.
That's the stuff. All right, let's get this game going. We've got the draft well underway already. EHOME on the Radiant side. We've got Complexity on the Dire. And EHOME, with that first pick, choose to take up Rubik after banning out Nature's Prophet, Invoker, as well as Templar Assassin. Looks like a very, very targeted ban pool towards Jo. They banned 3 of Jo's key mid heroes, while Complexity, second pick, ban out the regular first picks, Naga Siren, Lycan, as well as Darkseer. But EHOME, are they afraid of Jo, or what's going on here?
They might be, but if you get afraid of Jo, you got to be careful about the rest of the team.
Yeah, of course.
Hannah Montana has got almost every hero that he likes to play up on the field, and they might even go the Tidehunter in these first 2 pickups just so he gets it. We've also got Mike, Fluff, and TC. These guys, they've got so many signature heroes to play around with, but EHOME, also with their first pickup, they get the Rubik, which is the classic hero of almost every single team, because he is every hero. He is a copycat of all heroes. And there's Lone Druid coming up for Complexity, and they take the Chen as well early on. So we've got some good control pushing coming out from Complexity.
It's funny to see that in the crowd here. The moment that Lone Druid gets picked up, we've got 7 Philippine people cheering out for Lone Druid. I'm not sure if that's some sort of signature hero over there. I'm not too much into the scene. Maybe they're just cheering for everything Complexity pick, but it's great to see you guys living it up. Be ready to cheer for this Complexity lineup. It looks like they're going to play a very hard pushing kind of style right now. Fluff and Stuff will be taking his signature Chen. TC on that Lone Druid. This is something Complexity are very, very confident with. At the same time, all right, I was about to call a Wisp Tiny for EHOME. I was about to call Wisp Tiny. It's great to hear the audience is loving Morphling.
You know what? If Complexity picked up Morphling, they would be cheering for it right now.
Morphling. All right. So it's going to be a Morphling for EHOME as well as a Tidehunter. They get something very standard. I would have expected them to go with the Wisp Tiny again, to be honest. I think it could have worked out here.
It could have. The biggest problem I'm going to see for Morphling, because Morphling, we've seen him be very, very maneuverable because we know he can escape, we know he can jump around, we know he's always just that hero that can do anything. But Lone Druid, it seems to be almost, I don't know if Bruno even has a stat for this, but for me, I always see Morphlings getting shut down in team fights, so with the entangled roots is the biggest problem. You want to play around, you want to move somewhere. Got BKB, doesn't really matter, because you're still going to get the entangle, going to get locked on down, and Morphling able to get even a shotgun down or anything like that, it's going to be very, very difficult against this Complexity lineup, because you're going to have Chen's burst heal. We saw it in the last game where Chen was just able to keep everybody alive, even with burst damage. They had the Morphling on the Chen side this time, that time around. This time around, we get Hannah Montana on the Beastmaster.
All right.
So he gets his signature hero because Tidehunter obviously taken.
All right. I now know that the cheering had nothing to do with Lone Druid. They can pick whatever they want. We've got a group of people cheering on every Complexity pick.
We can see
awesome
Alchemist picked up right now. And
then the whole crowd would be cheering, I'm sure. With an Alchemist pick, everybody would go crazy.
Yeah, because it's been successful. 100% loss rate. It's great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zenith for picking that one.
Yeah, they're the only team that picked it so far.
Yeah.
Right? And only one game.
Yeah,
and
it was against Absolute Legends, and it was the game Absolute Legends took off them.
Yeah. All right, so let's see second ban phase now coming up for EHOME with the first ban. What to do here for EHOME? There's still the solo mid hero, arguably, for Complexity. Complexity are very predictable in who plays what on the draft. It's more about how they put the lanes that they can be surprising. We know it's going to be Hannah Beastmaster. We know it's going to be Fluff on Chen, and it's going to be TC on Lone Druid. They're not going to suddenly mix it up and have Jo play Lone Druid mid. So this is something EHOME knows. And now the question is what they choose to ban out to prevent Complexity from snowballing, because this kind of lineup from Complexity will try to get the towers fast, get the control, and then it's a little similar to what Orange had in the last game in a way. Have the Chen, have the semi-carry, Lone Druid carry as well on easy lane, getting the farm up, getting the items they need to be able to start pressuring towers. Then they have the Beastmaster like Orange had in the last game as well to set up the fights and let the pushing commence. So what do EHOME ban out first? Tinker.
Yeah.
No more pushing power / teamfight control for Complexity. It was a hero EHOME themselves actually could have picked, and they do play it as well on, I think it's King J. But not going to go, X. Sorry, X would have played that Tinker, but he's probably playing the Rubik here.
Right.
So
Slush should be rolling in his grave right now, but you're okay, man.
I'm glad I picked that up. I'm personally a very big fan of X, and I became a fan of him because of his Tinker, so that was all right. Happens sometimes. Sometimes we say something wrong.
I was a big fan of him for the solo mid line. That was when I first started saying, you know what, X, I love the way you play, man. I love the way you play. Venomancer being banned out as well as the Enchantress. Complexity taking that bounty hunter has been used by a lot of Chinese teams for the off-lane heroes, and that is something right now that EHOME don't really have. They can run the tide on the off-lane, but it's more of a European-American kind of thing to do. You can see him do it every now and then, but when you're going up against a lone druid, it's a lane from hell for Tidehunter.
It is.
Because the Bear's going to be harassing you back. Lone druid with range as well. It's like fighting 2-on-1, and you got a one big buffer. That Bear's got so much life points. It doesn't matter if you remove the damage from it, because you can't damage him enough to bring him down anyway. So you have to deal with the harassment. You've got to deal with him blocking you off. You can't get in close to the creep wave, and I'm pretty sure they won't want to run that Tidehunter up on that top lane for EHOME. But will they want to run Rubik as the middle lane? Will they want to run Morphling as the bot lane? Will we want to see Morphling do that Wraithband solo mid-roll we've seen Morphlings do a lot during this tournament?
I think the next pick from EHOME is actually going to tell us their lanes. Right now, like you say, they have several options. Could still run the Tide as a support. They do that sometimes on QQQ, having him play the Tidehunter, and arguably X loves to play these intelligence heroes. He's all about the intelligence. He loves playing support. All right, arguably Wisp is a strength hero, but you know the way it plays in the game, right?
Yeah.
So whenever X is playing the support role, he's always playing heroes that can have a massive impact in terms of positioning and setting up. Likes to play Rubik support, Lishrak, Wisp, and there we go, Chaos Knight now up for EHOME. So with that picked, I am pretty sure we're going to see an off-lane Tide, because they will want to run the Morphling solo mid, CK on that easy lane with Rubik +1 support, pulling the woods. Well, you could say you could still run a Tide, Rubik, Chaos Knight lane. It's just not that strong. And especially not with the risk of Complexity still having the option of challenging. We need to not forget that Complexity could run 3 heroes in the enemy easy lane. And if they do that, Chen in the woods, a strong dual lane down. Like you said, Lone Druid will destroy Tidehunter single-handedly, no problem. And then that would put Hannah Beastmaster mid, which would be very unusual. So perhaps they would put the Beastmaster top and Lone Druid for TC mid. We'll have to see. Again, the next picks will reveal a lot. And that's something you need to remember in the draft as well. The teams learn a lot during the draft.
I'm actually waiting for EHOME right now, because if they want to, they can even run Tide on the easy lane, Morphling for the solo mid, because with CK and Rubik, you've already got a great amount of stun set up. And I don't know if you also noticed too, but Lishrak is still in the pool as well. And we've seen so many teams team up.
I was waiting for the cheer.
We've seen so many teams team up with Lishrak and Rubik, because it's such an easy setup to do. And you've even got like a green spot on the ground for Lishrak to aim for.
Yeah.
It is the easiest stun combination to go with.
I disagree.
And picking someone off is it shouldn't be too hard to do.
It's easier when you get the higher level on telekinesis, but you need to remember on level 1 telekinesis, fairly short lift time, fairly short toss stun, and the target that you toss doesn't get stunned, it's the others around. So when you toss him, he can run instantly. So Lishrak needs to react as fast as the enemy, actually. And
well, how about Ancient Apparition Cold Feet? Does that work
there we
for
go.
you?
That's working for me as well. So yeah, that's going to be the last pickup for EHOME, and it seems to be a kind of style they've developed now during the tournament, that they like to have some sort of global aggression and find kills. They have their Wisp Tiny. They don't use it every game. They could have had it in this one. Maybe Complexity actually wanted them to have it. But this time they pull up something different. Chaos Knight and AA. Chaos Knight, you find a jump anywhere on the map. AA Ultimate Ice Blast follows through and they get the kill. And I've got to say, very, very solid pickup here for EHOME. I'm not sure what was just tossed at me right then. That was a little weird. But yeah, I've got to say EHOME looking very solid with this draft, and I'm loving the Vengeful Spirit pick, because what Complexity have right now with that Venge support is something we haven't really seen in the tournament much. Vengeful.
The old Aura stack?
You've got the Aura stack with Beast, so very high damage output. They're going to last pick the Brewmaster. Where's the cheer, guys? You're cheering for every pick. It's a Brewmaster. There we go. All right. Lineups are completed.
Good to see you keeping the crowd awake, man.
There we go. So Complexity get their final pick, the Brewmaster here. Nice pick, in my opinion. They needed this team fight potential, because if you want to play this kind of a... We'll wait with that.
It's themselves, man. They got to cheer for themselves.
I've got every right to do so. If you want to play this kind of lineup that Complexity are doing, they need to have something that allows them to make the push happen. So they want to force the push, and then if they don't have the team fight for it, then EHOME are just going to roll over them. But with this Brewmaster pickup, can get in, open with the roll, follow through with Beast, with the Brewmaster clap/split, and it's going to be Jo on that Brewmaster. So you ban out all his heroes, Brewmaster up his sleeve.
Jo, he'll never stop. He'll never stop finding new heroes. And maybe now, Brewmaster could be the amazing pick for them. Interesting to still see how this is ending up going to be lane. Like Hannah Montana for Complexity, we will assume he goes bottom lane. We do have a quick pause at the game here, coming out from EHOME. So I'll have to wait and see, but over for Complexity, so there's the reconnect out. So as PCT was having a little bit of issues, but he is now back inside the game. So Geo onto the Brewmaster, Mike will take up the support role as the Vengeful Spirit, Hannah Montana onto that Beastmaster, Fluff and Stuff onto his Chen, and that puts TC onto the Lone Druid.
And over for EHOME, we've got AA, wait a minute, QQQ playing AA. We've got Lanham, as always, playing the carry. He's going to play the CK in this scenario. EHOME sitting on 2 carries this time around. CK for Lanham. King J on his Morphling. X, as expected, on the Rubik. And finally, PCT on the Tidehunter. He will be going off lane, most likely, with this.
Already EHOME.
Very early
they're
smoke
meaning
here.
business. I'm waiting for Mike. Does anybody here have a smoke as well? So we have a double. Yeah, we do. Chen's walking around with 1, too.
He's not going to use it.
You don't think?
But this is scary because EHOME's level 1 is nasty.
Yeah.
CK stun, telekinesis, cold feet, instant kill, and Gush even.
And not to mention the Fade Bolt by Rubik. All the damage which Complexity will do will go clear the window.
Yeah. He skilled Fade Bolt, not telekinesis.
So look for EHOME now. They're running up to check Roshan. They're expecting Complexity in here, and they're not. But Complexity are inside the EHOME jungle, and they're rotating up to the secret shop to see if they can catch anybody out who's going to retreat. The bear will come up. There goes the ward down by EHOME already. Their smoke is worn off, so this bear is so close to revealing off so much. And Hannah Montana, man, careful where you walk. And now they find the bear. Now they find the bear, and the rest of EHOME is revealed. That could have been so dangerous if Hannah Montana said, I'll just check the sides, I'll check the rune.
I've got to say, really good perception from EHOME here, though, to check the Roshan. It's something that we haven't seen in the tournament just yet, I think. There we go. There's the horn from the crowd. Thank you very much, guys. Game is going to start in 5 seconds. We've got the first rune spawn. Big instant counter ward here by IX Mike. They saw that one coming, so no vision on that bottom rune now for EHOME. But I want to say very good perception from EHOME to check the Roshan. Excellent Roshan lineup and complexity. We didn't talk about that because we haven't really seen it yet. But pulling off that kind of surprises in this lower bracket can mean the world. It's a best of 1. If you get away with it, you get away with it. And that's what it's all about. So EHOME taking no chances here.
Yeah, well, I think we're missing next KZ to really do that kind of play. Where's our classic Ursa? He hasn't appeared yet in the wonderful world.
Wisp.
Let's check it out mid lane right now because we have seen our lane start to settle down. So it will be King J going up against Geo in the middle lane. So Brewmaster going up against Morphling. Had to watch that CS battle pretty closely. So far, Brewmaster already winning. QQQ, he's starting to rotate down towards the bottom lane, so he's going to combine up with X. Of course, we were talking about the fact he did Fade Bolt instead of Telekinesis to start with, so we can't chain off properly in the early game aggression with QQQ, because the ability to hold him in with the Telekinesis, then pull him back a little bit, and that gives enough time for the cold feet to latch. But Chaos Knight, he's got a lot of space down on that bot lane as well, and the man who has no space whatsoever, PCT, I feel so sorry for every single time Hunter gets put on a lane like this. It's just difficult to almost impossible to stand on.
And TC's just going to keep this creep wave equilibrium. That was a tongue twister. Up here and just get free farm and free experience. There's nothing to contest it. What he's paying, however, and this is what you need to remember, that's the power of putting the Morphling solo mid. You're actually farming 2 carries. So they're farming a Brewmaster as well as a Lone Druid at the expense of Morphling and CK.
Mid lane is now lost for King J. The Tornado is right on top of him. Just gets instantly pushed back to the tower, loses so much life.
I feel the pain of King J. I share it. Man, this is so annoying.
It's just like dropping him down bit by bit. It looks like QQQ is going to find Hannah Montana. QQQ looks like he was coming up to drop down one of those sentry walls to stop it, but there is just so much vision here from Complexity up on the high ground. They instantly want to know the second they drop that ward, and there we go. Inside the base. Oh, what's that? Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Even the Thunder Lizards are turning on EHOME. Geo really thinking about having a crack there at King J. He's low on life. Support is coming down by PCT. And Geo, there's the Gush. Morphling, he can't really jump in on this properly, though. He's too low on life. That's his biggest problem right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, even though this looks like a wasted Gush, it's better than the nothing he's doing top. I mean, might as well go and throw the Gush, use your mana, let it regen up again. Maybe later on it will open up for them that he has used this Gush earlier on, because Geo is a little lower in life, you never know. But it's one thing's for sure right now, up top, there's nothing for PCT. He's got 20 experience. I guess he got the experience of 1 deny or something. That's all he got.
Man, King J just cannot stand on this. He wants to get his bottle, but this Tornado is his nightmare.
Look at QQQ. He's actually going in to try to contest Hannah Montana on the pull. He's just standing there right before Hannah can pull and just preventing him from even going to the pull here. Interesting play. This is not something we see a lot. Sal for King J. Oh, King J.
Bottle charge.
Radiant's middle
Tornado won't dispel that one, but King J is forced to pop bottle charge just to walk back to the mid lane. This is the problem of having like a Wilkin. The tornado is now timed out. QQQ is going to come towards the mid lane, and the Wilkin keeps his pressure on, just continuously diving. And this is all coming from one man. This is coming from a man up on the top lane, Fluff and stuff.
And he looks like he's going to sacrifice his Wildkin now, but he'll take a new one. Oh, not on time.
Yeah, that's sweet-ass revenge by King J.
Yeah. That must have felt good after those 2 tornadoes finally killing that Wildkin. And
I guess there another one for Fluff and stuff? No, he's got a Satyr. He doesn't have another tornado creep just yet.
But Fluff, even while keeping that Satyr, while keeping that Wildkin mid, he still managed to get level 3 in 4 minutes with
oh, nicely done by QQQ. Hannah has to run left. You want to run back in for the lizards. And now these guys have gone rogue.
Okay.
They took the extra aggro down. It was blocked. They couldn't get themselves back in again.
Next level pull.
He gets himself a couple of extra
There we go, top lane.
Now.
Complexity mean business. Chen will rotate in. He might have a Smoke of Deceit up his sleeve to go behind the tower if we want to try to put pressure on PCT that way. But right now, he's effectively just getting free experience. This is not good for Complexity. He's allowed to stand there. They have to force him away.
Means the Bear's going to start making a movement, and Fortification will slow this down too. And Tide, he can't really stop this though. The creep wave, the only thing he can really hope to do is pull the aggro. But that's not as easy as it sounds. And this tower's already down to 300 of its life points. The Satyr is on the aggro, the Radiant wave out. So the first tower will go Complexity's way. Top tier 1 takes the fall. And Geo trying to have a little bit of fun here with King J in the middle lane. Waveform already forced out by King J to get himself in a better position and away from that Brewmaster, who in 9 experience will pop that level 6. And then King J's got to be careful. Brewmaster can basically solo anybody with that ultimate.
Yeah, it's always very powerful when you get it up early, the level 6 on Brewmaster. It's one of the investments you make by putting him solo mid is that he has to pay it back. Because he's not a good carry. The farm on him is arguably decent, but not comparable to free farming a Morphling. So he needs to have an impact on the game now with that level 6. We'll see when he finds an opening. Right now, he's actually keeping good tab of King J because of those 2 tornadoes from Fluff have done a lot of work for him mid. But unless if they manage to take the second tower up top right now, it's going to be a lot of experience coming the way of PCT on that Tidehunter, and that's another important level 6. But that's for the other side. And X also showing up here. He's now level 5 on the Rubik. That's another important level 6. The Spell Steal against Brewmaster. The problem for Brewmaster is his cast point. That's the time it takes him to swing off the spell. Is so long that Rubik can spam Spell Steal, just have it ready for when the Earth Panda splits back. Then he will steal. He will always get it before the Panda can use a clap or a Drunken Haze because of the cast time. Rubik's cast point is like 0.1 second. He gets it instantly. So it's a very good pick to have.
You have to wait to the end of the Brewmaster
you need to wait.
before you can steal it.
Definitely. But if he should survive, that it can mean the world of a difference. Because the problem is that when you take these kind of fights and the Brewmaster ultimate is down, they'll usually try to use it to force a Ravage. So they have an even fight, and both teams are without ultimates. But if Rubik steals the Panda ultimate afterwards, the Brewmaster ulti, then
Geo
they have an extra
setups for him right now. He's starting on King J, but there's going to be a quick jump on Fate Bolt as well. King J's low in life. Now the Brewmaster almost going to pop. Going to chase it in. Earth Panda still on King J, burning him down. Gush will fly out too. King J's on the run, straight morphing himself up. They're in a real choke point right now. PCT, Earth Panda is not going to lift much longer. It's only another 2 seconds. Don't bring it down. It's blocked in. Now they'll come back to the Earth Panda. There it is. He's blocked in by Chris for a moment. Target's chest going to send him back. Fluff and stuff. You got X. Gets the kill. JO's going to go back. Mike too far up, so EO will get collateral for this. The big play there by Fluff and Stuff, saving his teammate and getting the first blood. Even CK keeping up in that bottom lane to try and stop this push from Complexity in mid lane, and it might stop now. They've got TC here with his bear. It looks like Fluff and Stuff as well as Geo will be quite happy. So, maybe no new wave, we've got Siege Creep. Keep going, maybe stay.
Yeah, I think they've got a good shot at doing some nice damage to this tower right now. Lanham without mana on his Chaos Knight, but they're not continuing here, so all in all, kind of a wasted TP from TC, actually. He's going to lose like 10 or 15 CS on making this journey to mid for almost nothing, so not really worth it for him, but still, for Complexity, all in all, considering the situation, really good job getting the first blood and a 1-for-1 in that. But still, again, it was a Brewmaster ultimate for a 1-for-1. You generally don't want that to happen, but you've got to look at it from what happened. EHOME reinforced with a lot of heroes, and they still didn't win the fight.
Yeah, but that was down to Fluff and Stuff, man. That was a big play to pull out. Not to mention, he thought, you know, I can still get this kill. I've got a small nuke up my sleeve, throw it up the hill, and if we get that kill before Mike went down, because Mike found himself really in no man's land. He ended up in the middle of the entire EHOME side as a vengeful spirit, and that's not the place you want a scantily clad woman to be. It is going to end badly every single time.
Yeah. Ike's Mike on the bench. Now got the level 4, so that's the Wave of Terror for him. He went for a build where he got 2 in Stun and 1 in Vengeance Aura. But wants the Wave of Terror for the Vision, wants it for the minus armor, of course. But I think we could see a Vengeful build where he only gets 1 point in that. Vengeful is a special hero because a lot of heroes are rather straightforward in how you skill build them. Most of the time you will skill build them. A hero like Rubik, 99 out of 100 games, you max Fate Bolt over Telekinesis over Aura and ulti when you can. But Vengeful Spirit is a little different. Do you max the stun? Do you max the howl? Do you even max the aura? Depending on your game plan, all 3 spells are very good and have their advantages and disadvantages. And it's going to be interesting to see because Mike's skill build will actually give away a lot of info about Complexity's game plan. Because if he maxes up aura, they mean business early on with pushing. If he maxes up stun, they want to gank. And if he maxes up the Wave of Terror, then they want a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
I'm actually seeing just how much pressure Lamb has on this game later on, because he's almost the unsung hero down there on the bottom lane. He was forced to TP in, which means Lone Druid able to get in front of him at 56 for 17. But up into that fight in the mid, it was actually going the way of CK as far as the farm goes. Man, King J's taking a lot of damage there in the mid. But really, it's been working well for CK. Now they're giving a couple of extra levels to QQQ. So CK, he pulls the jungle, he farms the jungle, so AA gets to level 6. But walking around with, well, only strength traits, I feel like he had so much more. I really feel like he had so much more on that bottom lane with 50 for 23.
Yeah, and he even got the kill in mid when he TP'd in, so kind of made up for the creeps he didn't get. But there's no tower taken down by EHOME, so you need to remember that's a gold deficit, and when you look at the graph, it's about a 2k lead for Complexity right now. On the XP, they're 1,000 behind, but just wait a moment until Hannah Montana is finished cleaning up this big spawn over here. He's probably going to crack level 6, if not 7 from this, and then we could see the XP being completely even. So Complexity right now in the lead of this game. Question is if they can force it through, because arguably if you just look at the draft, I'm not sure Complexity will have the grip on this game if we go late. Against a CK as well as a Morphling, without any real CK counter, that's something you always need to remember when you're playing against Chaos Knight. If you don't have that AoE damage to take down those illusions, when CK gets that hard up, who's going to bring him down? And that's really worrying for Complexity. They're under pressure, but they have a game plan, and then it's fine to be under pressure. They just need to make sure they make it happen.
Just means they got to keep on the front foot. Get down on that tier 2 tower. It's being brought down bit by bit. ALD going to fly towards top lane. They'll look for Mike. He's going to hold TC in place. Brings it back down a little bit closer. Gush plus Anchor Smash. VS with a stun. Entangle holding PCT in place. He's going to get that bear off. Enforcing a stun out by Lamb. TC hand of God. Going to keep him in play. Love and stuff doing his job from the range. And now TC on the run back out again. 118 life. Jo's coming in. He's got only 2 PCT. There's the clap. He's going to go down to Jo. Now the only will pop. X will be stunned. The burn happens as well. Complexity lose nothing and keep themselves alive. Look at Mike's low life. He is running around 19 HP. Lamb picks him off, but then gets stunned up. Burn will go. Bear, first hit Entangle. Will it be? Send up in the air. Wait for him to hit the deck. Support is here by QQQ. TV support coming as well. Lamb, he's got a Chaos Bolt, 3-second stun. Combined now with Morphling Waveform and the AA ulti. Not even time to hit that button. And they keep on going. Fluff and stuff. They want revenge for those hands of gods. King J, 1 second, 4-second stun, plus the waveform. Double kill for King J. EHOME hitting Complexity back hard.
And Lanham definitely rolling the dice to his favor in this fight. 2 4-second stuns. I was looking very good for Complexity there, but excellent backup coming out of EHOME to eventually turn that fight around. It was the 2-0 for Complexity and ended up to be a 2-3. So could have been better for them. And more importantly for EHOME, they didn't even use Ravage. So now they're in a very good position. They know that heal is down for Chen. They know that Brewmaster Split is down. And this top tower looks like they want to try and force it a little bit now. Lanham is going to port home on his CK. And they're actually backing off. Notice the ward Complexity has at the top part of the left part of the map as well, by the way. This ward right now is giving them excellent vision about what's happening. They see the retreat of EHOME. They see the tower, very, very low on HP, 48. And it just shows that that was their target. They wanted to get in here and get the job done. Didn't completely finish it.
Oh, man. X just stole Brewmaster's ultimate in the middle lane. Geo hadn't used any abilities since that last fight.
It's a big mistake from Jo here. He has to know that when he dies in the fight and respawns in base, first thing you do, clap on the ground. So a misplay here from him. And this could be very, very important for EHOME to have this ultimate in the next fight, because now, if you want to look at it that pragmatically, they're just an ultimate up.
Yep.
Now they have Tide Ravage and Brewmaster Split against Brewmaster Split. Of course, it's not that simple. Dota's never that simple, but it's an advantage nevertheless that Complexity need to be worried about.
I'm wondering if Exit Low will have a chance to use it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's first level, and we're already now down to 1/4 of the life of that ultimate. So he needs to make an opening out of it. So Mike is here. He'd love to have a crack at him, but it might require the ton under Ravage as well. Even if it just picks off one, maybe had the possibility for 2 heroes, it would still be worth it.
Yeah, there's about 2 minutes left on that primal split for Rubik.
And this is a secret thing now that we won't have EHOME knowing about. Smoke gank by Complexity as Hannah Montana up to level 7.5 and has Raw.
Big item pickup for JO. He has the Blink Dagger, has split again in 20. They
Lamb,
can take a big
trouble.
fight.
Raw's going to start out on him. VS with the first stun. Not the best chain though. Raw followed after. Lamb might get himself away. Nope. Geo TP's in and just clats him to death. Might did get frostbitten a little bit.
Excellent kill for Complexity. And in my opinion now they should deny this tower. I think it's going to get killed or destroyed by EHOME very, very soon. But both teams keeping up their very low HP towers. The top tower for EHOME, tier 2, 48 HP. The bottom tier 1 tower for Complexity, 44 HP.
Look at the Bear, he's just making a run for it. And there's fortification to try and stop it. Bear might get forced back, goes for round 2. Maybe a right click, King J and the Bear. Lone Drew gets the last hit. And meanwhile on the bot lane, looks like AL is flying out. AL's already gone down. Brewmaster splits happen on the bot lane. And that's also our CK taking a fall, as well as the Ancient Apparition. And we've got the Brewmaster. There's so many Brewlings on the field. Spinning up in the air. Hannah Montana will hit the deck. They need a little bit of extra. And it's going to be X coming back in. Hand of God keeps Hannah Montana alive. VS swaps him away. And the pull out. It bought him just enough time. Mike, again, the sacrificial lamb. Locking it now up at 5 apiece. And they are going to deny that bottom tower, saying, well, we took the top tower. Let's deny our bottom tower. So another win here for Complexity.
Yeah, and important for them, they actually avoided a disastrous fight with Rubik having the primal split. He's not going to have it in the next fight. It's running out. He won't have a second one of those. However, again, I'm surprised to see from EHOME, they've played a 15-minute game now, and they haven't used Ravage yet. There's got something going wrong in their teamfight coordination, because there must have been some sort of opening for PCT to take, but perhaps Complexity's not giving it.
Yeah, is it wrong for them, or is it just great play by Complexity? Split
Usually
yourself
both things.
up.
Yeah, but again, even if they're splitting themselves up, you still have at least Ravage on 1 or 2 guys, so...
Yeah, you should.
Could have made a difference in that fight, but Complexity really controlling this game right now, I have to say. Now they're about 3k on the gold. Excellent tower last hit top for TC. That's a big deal, because that's his relic on the Bear. He almost has Radiant 16 minutes in with phase boots. That's very, very good farm for him. 100 CS cracked at the 16-minute mark. Highest CS for EHOME is 75, so big lead for TC on that. He's doing an excellent job on the farm. Actually, second highest farm in the game is JO on the Brewmaster.
Yeah.
Big surprise for me.
He's managing to find just those small little openings. Now he's going to look at Lamb on the top lane. Leave one Drunken Haze as he goes all the way back to base, surprisingly too. He went back to pick up his drums. That's why he TP'd all the way back again. And looks like Complexity's thinking about Roshan. They're starting to set up for it.
Yep. This is good. This is good for them, I think. Unless, well, could also backfire pretty hard. They don't have the primal split.
And what's Rubik got? Well, he has no stolen abilities, but King J, he's moving in the area, but Complexity do have a ward there, and Flufferstuff's going to come back out again. They got nice Hawk watching him, but there's smoke up for EHOME. They're using QQQ, keep that ice vortex inside the pit so they know what's going on. And Complexity do move back. And now PCT just like, give me a Ravage. Look towards middle lane. Hannah Montana, not where he wants to be. 4-second stun out, and Hannah Montana combining it with a Gush and the Anchor Smash, plus the Fade Bolt. Easy kill for EHOME. And Hannah Montana on the sideline for 25 seconds means the Tier 1 tower should go down in the mid as well.
Yeah, EHOME sitting in a good position to take this Tier 1 tower mid now. 5 heroes already lined up. Complexity, however, doing the right thing in my opinion. They realize, okay, we can't defend this. Let's at least try to apply pressure in the secondary lane. Already TP home from CK down to the bottom lane. He can't do this alone, though. The Bear from TC is going to almost do it.
He starts on TC. Reality rips him in. 4 seconds stun again, but Chen's setting him back. Ravage as well. TC gets pulled out. Again, Flufferstuff's on the mark. The Tier 1 tower does take a fall in mid, but Gio is jumping on QQQ. coL Fink going to force Gio to walk himself back to his side of the river, which gives QQQ the escape.
Yeah, JO could have used the primal split there, but I think he realizes that QQQ has a smoke on him.
Flufferstuff. Telkin is going to pull him back again, bringing him nice and close. Look for that Fade Bolt. Will happen just yet. He's got Axe plus Fade Bolt. Jed's going to jump in, popping the Omen. Morphling waves up. Still looking for the kill. Flufferstuff. He lives on just a beating of life. Rubik takes the fall as well. QQQ on the retreat. Now Reality Rift. Try to bring in one. King J locked in position. The Centaur just keeps summoning PCT. No wrap for this one. King J, he's taking live stick charges, wave himself out. He's still got that strength mob to keep up. They're going to retreat. retreat back up towards the high ground. The Earth Pen is done, jumps back in, gets the clap. Lone Druid with a kill on PCT. Entangle on the QQ brings him down. Hannah Montana, low life. Lamb able to finish him off as well. Mike's now on the retreat as well. Lamb, he might just think, you know what, maybe I can get this kill. Drunk and Hayes, no I can't. Too drunk, can't fight. And that's going to be Geo. Right click him down. It is going to be another down for EHOME. And Complexity will go in and stamp a big USA tag all over Roshan.
Yeah, big fight for Complexity here. Excellent play by all of them. Jo gets massive claps in this fight, particularly probably the MVP of that one fight. What did he get? A triple clap, perfect split, uses everything correctly on the split, gets a second double clap at the end and gets 3 kills for it. I think TC got 2 of them and Jo got 1, and that just means that Radiance on the bear. Finish, Aegis as well for TC. Ulti gonna miss.
Yep. I was hoping for a nice little latch on, but not going to happen in the end.
And Rubik going to steal Wave of Terror level 3. He's probably not too happy about that. He wanted something better. A good play from Mike here to use that.
Okay, Magic Missile, get a swap, something like that. That'll be a nice ability, but he gets the one he doesn't want.
You know what I said early on about Vengeful Spirit skill build showing what they want to do? I don't know what they want to do. Look at his skill build.
2-3-2, man.
2-3-2. So
they want to do everything. Complexity want the whole king to boodle.
A little bit of everything. The minus armor is going to be very powerful for the Lone Druid, obviously. He's going to do a lot of damage with his bear. The aura,
he's going to come down. He's going to snipe the bottom tier 1 tower. It's so easy to do. No denial as well. It was within range of deny for EHOME to do. But they just let it slide. And TC gets another easy hit. So Phase Boots up on him. We got Radiance up on the bear. What else do we need on him?
Let's have a look.
Vladimir's offering. That could be something. He spent his cash on that.
He's got a full Lance as well.
20 minutes in and TC's got Vlads. He never has to come out of anywhere. TC can just keep farming anywhere on the map and pushing on the map.
Oh, this is the right game to pull up the farm of your life, I have to say. So.
Well,
TC's doing the right thing.
The best of one that lets you advance in the international. Yeah, I'll go down with that.
Good time to pull up the farm of your life here. Now, Complexity, they want to keep applying pressure here on the mid lane.
But be careful though, Ravage is back up again. Same with the AA ulti, and Jo as well as TC. Pretty close in on that tier 1 tower. Fortification might buy some time. Lamb, he wants a reality rip. He's going to get himself in range. They go 3 seconds on the bear, so recreate by TC. Wanting to deny the last hit. At the same time, KingJ getting spaced up on the top lane. Also point out his gold as well. 3k for him. Troll Trap, however, maybe a Centaur stump. He kills it off on the waveform. KingJ, he just stands his ground, but only just TPing out in time. Not having the TP animation on him, but you can TP while in waveform.
I've seen Raws closer to hit, but not a lot. We're talking fraction of a second.
Look at EHOME now. Smoking and going. They want that Beastmaster on the top lane. And at Lamb, even if Beastmaster's sitting back a little bit further and they want to see him, but he's just sitting up too high, they're going to find Fluff and Stuff instead. Riara pulls him in. 4-second stun again with the gush and drops him to the deck. Hannah Montana roar around to Ancient Apparition. He'll still get the other off. Nice Ravage 3 here. Could be caught. Nice hit as well. Beastmaster takes a fall. Brewmaster on has popped up. 3-second stun. Trying to keep that bear out of play for now. No entangles out for him. Lamb right-clicking down almost every one of these Brewlings, or trying to. He just can't do it. Mike forced back out by the cold feet. Ty will take the fall. TC hold in place. Throw him back down again. Keeping those Brewlings. Now we'll go back into normal form. Geo it is. Waveform up. Now we're going to go. Aegis Immortal will pop. Mike's on low life. Lamb's doing his job. He's got 1 extra stun. It's going to be on TC. 3 seconds out on TC. Hand of God will not keep him up. He will take a fall as well. EHOME just chaining kill after kill.
And I just want to point out the presence of mind of EHOME in that team fight. Some sort of... That must have been a really clear call from the captain right there. They're fighting inside a Brewmaster split, and everybody just goes on the Lone Druid bear and brings it down.
Yep.
The whole source of damage coming out of Complexity just fell with that bear, so the Brewmaster split couldn't do the damage. TC did lose his first bear in the mid. We saw him resummoning it during that fight, and EHOME knows this. They use it to their advantage, take down the bear, and from then on it was just their fight. Getting double kill on TC, he had Aegis.
Yep.
And I think they killed 2 or 3 other heroes as well, only at the cost of Tidehunter. So, very, very good fight for EHOME. They take a lot back with that. When you look at that XP graph, drastic change in the XP. There we go. That's a big blow to Complexity, especially considering that they wasted the Aegis. It's something, with a Lone Druid, you really want to use this Aegis to push a tower. At least a tower, maybe even a base tower or barracks. But now that opportunity is gone.
That's the perfect fight for EHOME.
Look at X.
Well,
look at X.
He's got holy persuasion.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's starting his own little army now.
He actually used it at the end of that fight. He sent Ancient Apparition back while TPing himself back as well.
Wow.
So everybody just regen, got back to base fast, and then instantly moved back out again as well.
Let's see if X has the micro to play a hero like Chen. He's currently playing a pseudo Chen.
The funny thing is, he doesn't lose these creeps even after Holy Persuasion wears off. The creeps remain with him until they die. So if he wants to, he can create a full army. If he micros them well enough, he'll have an army for the rest of his life.
Are you completely sure about this?
It's just like rot. If you change it over, you'll still keep rotting if you change it. It worked in a pub game I played about 2-3 weeks ago, so I'm assuming it's still the case.
All right, we'll see what happens. X will at least hold on to his creeps for now, so we'll see when it runs out.
It's in about 10 seconds time, so you'll find out then, man.
Very short time. If he gets to keep these creeps, that's a very interesting thing for EHOME to have at their disposal.
It's a never-ending tornado. The revenge gets to go back the other way.
King J's just not like, X, please share me. I want to use the tornado. Just share control.
And he grabs a third one. So it's a second Wilkin, and ulti will wear off. I'm interested to actually see myself if this is
really
still the
curious
case.
about this, if you're right.
1 second, 0 seconds, and the creeps.
That's...
Nope, they all keel over. Not OP.
So much for that, Zoo. That's gone.
He had such a nice army.
Maybe X wasn't sure either. He kept taking creeps like he thought he was going to keep them. Else he would have farmed them. So he wasn't sure about this mechanic either, I think.
Yeah.
Here we go. A little bit of a... We've stalled up a little bit, but looks like Complexity wants to make something.
Stall off for the moment. EHOME's running straight in, and there's the army, and Geo jumps right in. Wonderful Phantasm, avoids the BS stun. He tries to go towards the high ground, looking at Fluff and stuff. Good couple seconds stun on him. Now the Roar goes out of Lamb. Mag charge as well. Hand of God. Lamb will still take a fall, and Tide spinning up in towards the air. He'll have Ravage when he pops the deck, and he'll pop it as well. QQQ being focused down by the Brewmaster. It's still a 2-for-2 fight. Morphling's up in the air again. PCT, Anchor Smash Rim got all the damage, plus the Fade Bolt. Stun will still go. King J waved up. Hannah Montana, hold him up, pull him out. There goes Jared, pulled out by the test. And that's going to be a 2-for-3 in the end. King J popping the double damage route at the end of it all. Morphling for the double kill.
Yeah, and I thought that was looking very good for Complexity when I saw how they locked down that Chaos Knight. The only problem for them, everything else was on that Lone Druid. And with Complexity losing out Lone Druid in this kind of strategy early on in the fight, they don't have the damage. Even the Brewmaster with Aghanim's Scepter Ultimate is not able to do enough damage in this scenario. And also want to point out, that's something, I can't believe we didn't talk about this yet. The AA Ultimate against Chen. Heals don't go off.
Of course.
We completely forgot to talk about that. So when QQQ gets this Ice Blast off on the Lone Druid, this hero has a high base HP in his ultimate form. So that means the ultimate will deal more damage because he shatters based on percentage. When he's on 10% HP, he dies. So that means the ultimate will shatter when he's on about 200 health on the Lone Druid. He won't get healed by Chen. And that's pretty much a big deal.
Yeah.
That's what's kept TC alive, is that he gets these heals from Chen when he needs them. But sometimes Sloth and stuff can only stand and watch while this Lone Druid is being frostburnt.
So QQQ successful by basically ulting one person on the map.
I think if they can bring down TC early in every fight, they're going to win every fight. He's the key hero. That's how it always is if you play Lone Druid as the singular carry. If you take him out, the rest of the lineup, they can't really do this.
So we got smoke gang time now coming out by Complexity. Of course, that Radiance Burn from the Bear can reveal off the fact they are there. So if there's any type of ward from the Dire side, from the Radiant side, is able to spot that, which at this point there's one ward, but there's nowhere near a creep wave that will be coming out.
We just saw Lanham drawing on the map, though. I think they know this is coming.
PCT.
But, PCT.
He will not get out of this one. He cannot buy anything. And first hit entangle plus the trap. Very, very quickly brought down. King J does TPM as well as Lamb, but it's already too late.
Very quick kill. Question is if they can capitalize on this. Can they get a tower now? It's really important for Complexity. We talked about it early on. They need to put pressure.
Jump in by Gia, but what reflexes by X? Picking him up. There goes the Brewmaster Ultimate. Looks for the stun. It's getting it on a Phantasm. They realize it's not the real one. But they will take that tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower.
But EHOME know where they want to fight. Fade Bolt goes through. There's a regeneration kicking in because they don't have the creep wave with them just yet. So that tower's still up at full life. And the Brewmaster Ultimate down to half. Now Lamb trying to pull on the bear. 2 seconds on him. Morphling waves in. That bear is now gone and cannot be recreated for 17 seconds. That Radiance is lost. And the Brewmaster, oh man, is that the last one left? No, it's not.
This is a big play for them. They're 4 against 5 and they lose absolutely nothing in this exchange. Complexity, Brewmaster Ultimate, as well as one of the Lone Druid's bears. This is a big play from EHOME. They couldn't have got a better fight out of that.
And that was perfect for them. Doesn't lose a tower. You couldn't have asked for much more, you're right. And how we look as far as the whole advantage goes, 3K almost the way of complexity as far as gold goes. Experience is on the other side of the board, man. Hit 3K at one point for EHOME until that last death on the Tidehunter, and now it still sits at 2.5K. There's nothing really in this game at all. The golden experience is null for it. I think it's more based on who's got the most, what's the biggest net worth, and Morphling as well as Lone Druid, they're almost level for the highest net worth.
And an important thing to consider in terms of lineups here is that, again, Complexity are playing an Aura strategy with Beastmaster as well as Vengeful, so the Lone Druid does a lot of damage.
Blink up by Geo, finds QQQ, copies there, Gush as well. Nice AE ulti going out the Brewmaster, and that will lock him down. Geo's going to try to step back to base, but not fast enough. Morphling, welcome to the Ethereal Blade and the Shotgun. Complexity want to retreat. CK wants Reality Rift, and he pulls Mike back into EHOME. And the grab up by X, got Howl of Terror, so negative armor going in Hannah Montana. He lit up the Raw to try and block him off, and look at the creeps. They just lock him in place, but Lamb jumps up. Hannah Montana, again another one step back, but they want to focus on the bear. It's going to be a long cooldown if they bring down this bear. Already done a half-life, Reality Rift pull it in, and the waveform. How long is that? 43 seconds without Radiance now.
Yeah, this is the mid tower for EHOME if they realize they can claim it, I think. Nah, never mind, actually. JO level 16 with ultimate up and Aghanims.
There is one replica just looking at him. It's one replica just staring him down, but he's not going to jump that.
Oh, if EHOME tries this could actually be a disaster for them. They do have Ravage, but I think Complexity can fight this. They can start up the fight with the Brewmaster ultimate. There's 15 seconds on the bear for TC, and I think EHOME might think they have more time than they actually do.
I think the second they see someone, they'll fall back. Do whatever damage you can, then get yourself back.
Yeah. Wise decision.
Bit by bit. Because Complexity will still want to wait until EHOME get to that point where it's like, we've come this far, we may as well finish the job. And that's when you're going to overextend yourself. But TC does get that bear back again, but Roshan also now, he is sitting there wanting to have a little bit of fun. And TC comes in to have that fun.
This is going to be a big fight. AA has level 2 ultimate. We'll probably throw it from base at some point very soon to scout out. And if they hit that nicely on Complexity, they can follow up with that Ravage. Tide now sitting on a mechanism as well. Big item for EHOME to finally get that against the Chen who had it for a very long time.
And big thing for Morphling, that BKB. And I'm also seeing a Howl of Terror, which was stolen by X. He's scouting out the Rosh Pit with it. Complexity wanted to do it, man. Yeah. They wanted to do it.
And they will. And they go Medallion as well as Howl of Terror. This falls so quickly. Look at the damage going on to this. The Roshan with -7 armor.
EHOME have to get in there. EHOME must get in there. There goes Rubik. He's coming in, and they'll see Roshan really low on life. Jump into that. Geo is there. Now Lamb, Rift, TC out of the pit. Gets it done the Brewmaster. Cold Feet, Ravage. Keep it bouncing around. And that's Lone Druid gone. Roshan, 600, 300. Who's going to get it? Killed by the Dire. Picked up by VS. Complexity take it. Lamb will go down. PCT is too much of a Brewmaster Oldman. There's still got half-life to go. Sun holding Thunder in place. Mike does take the fall eventually, but so will PCT. QQQ, they're trying to keep this Earth Panda down. Morphling waves up, try and chase down Fluff and Stuff. Now set up in the air by the Bruling on the side. Now will he join in? Blink straight back out again, and the instant steal by X picks up the ultimate. Level 3 ultimate now in the hands of X.
Whoa. And that is with the Aghanims bonus.
Oh, of course it is too.
It works. It's a 26-second duration Brewmaster ultimate that X just got his hands on now. With the same strength of Jails, that's a big play from EHOME.
And that's a 2-minute cooldown on it as well. And that means that's a double ulti for X.
He can actually use it twice if he gets it off early on.
Look at the middle lane now. King J, a little bit of a drunken haze, getting Centaur stomped up too. A little bit of a new coming out by Chen, plus the clap. But King J just stands his ground, stick charges and says, let's keep playing, boys. I can take out your tier 2 tower. I am Morphling.
Yeah, and he will do it. No defense.
Yep, and can jump out to the replica. Got 33 seconds on that one too. Waves away. Maybe if there's enough for stun, but no, they cannot lock down a Morphling. Already going back to base to heal.
Brewmaster split going off from X.
Maybe it's just like I've got it anyway. Why not use it?
Look at that Fire Spirit just crushing IX Mike. A little bit surprised. Well, okay. I guess X just figured he'll have it up again for the next time they want to fight. Tidehunter Ravage up again in 50. Rubik split up again. Yeah, Rubik split. That's what it's going to be called.
Split?
Rubik split up again.
So, what, they're Rublinks now instead of Brewlings?
That would be really cool. You know, like there's a lot of spells actually for Rubik have unique animations, like Firefly where he's flying on his staff and Static Remnant where he drops himself.
You would have a Fire Rubik. You would have a Storm Rubik.
I want to have small Rubiklings when he splits.
Rubiklings?
Yeah. Like small wizards just running around.
They got to be Rublings, man. Rublings. The suggestion to Valve has now been placed.
Yeah. We know you guys can hear us.
Mainly because they're running the event.
Yeah. That's a pretty good reason. It's what we're always like when we're casting at home. We're like, Valve, if you can hear us, well, now they can hear us.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
for sure.
Let's get that message across loud and clear. But 20-16 now, 33 minutes in. After all of this fight, how are we looking as far as well? Gold is up 2K now by EHOME. They have changed it around 6,000 gold over the past what looks to be about 10 minutes or so. Experience almost capping about 7.5K there. So EHOME, they are still controlling this game, but this is just one of these games where if Complexity win one good fight with the pushing power they can have from TC, with the Beastmaster, with the Chen, with the VS, it is very, very possible that EHOME could just lose every single Rax in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, and I have to say the reason we're in this situation for Complexity right now is that EHOME has been playing magnificently in the team fights. Correct focus over and over again, right decision making. TC had a Vlad's and Radiance at 20 minutes. So we're 14 minutes later and he still hasn't got his Pirasa. And a free farming Lone Druid will get that within 10 minutes or maybe within 8 minutes if he has complete free farm. But TC, he's got the Hyperstone, he's got the Plate Mail now, so he's still got about 2K to go. And that's just EHOME locking him down. They killed him 3 times in the 3 last team fights. I think great use of the AA ultimate as well as good focus from the other heroes. And it's just, we're getting to that point where Complexity are fighting against the clock now. We talked about it earlier on. If you have a game plan and you can execute it, it's fine. They haven't executed it yet.
No.
And if it doesn't happen within the next 10 minutes, this Morphling is going to get full-on items. The CK is going to get full-on items, and then I don't see it happening, honestly.
Yep, and looks like EHOME already want to push the point right now. Phantasm already going in towards the mid lane, and just the damage this does, and the Brewmaster, the Rublings are now out for EHOME. Already taking the Storm in, and there goes the Bear out. So that removes out anything that Lone Druid Bear was going to do, even throwing the stun out of Mike. The tower is brought down, keeping him at bay. Now the jump in by the real Brewmaster, stunning up Lamb. There is so many Brewlings in this fight. PCT on the front lines, he wants to ravage, but there's just nobody there for Complexity just yet. King J waves back out again. Now the stun's trying to fly up by Lamb. He's looking for a target, but they still cannot find anybody. This is just harassment, pull and tug coming out from both the teams at EHOME. They take the tower, and they look like they're going to pull back as well.
Yeah, it was a free tower for them right here. They forced the Brewmaster split and used their own Brewmaster split. Good decision-making from EHOME here. I think a lot of other teams would have tried to get a fight with that Brewmaster ultimate. They just forced the tower. They know they deal so much damage with this. They know they can take it with Phantasm. And most importantly, they know Complexity can't take the fight. As long as that Brewmaster ultimate is up for the Radiant, they're going to win the fight because they have double carry with that and a Ravage. No way.
You got your wish this time too, because Geo used the clap while back in base after using the Brewmaster ultimate.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy steal this time around for Rubik. And I kind of thought EHOME might stick around just long enough for the Complexity Brewmaster ultimate to wear off, so then it could be grabbed again.
For Complexity, it's about winning the fight during the split. If they don't win the fight during the split, they'll lose it after, because they'll simply get out damaged by this EHOME.
Man, there's a Radiant ward. They're so close with that Dire Sentry ward. EHOME know exactly what's going on with Complexity. Absolutely everything. It's a smoke push down middle lane, and EHOME just retreat back a little bit further. Then the Hawks off the side as well. They pick it off, and King J, you're in no man's land there.
Jumping into his replicate without mana for waveform? That could have been a pick-off right there, and probably the biggest pick-off Complexity can get. That's a full Manta for Lanham on the CK.
So many illusions to come out by Chaos Knight now.
And I think it's what EHOME has realized. Like I said, how strong Phantasm is going to be because Complexity's AoE damage just isn't there. Manchestar's an amazing choice because it's even more illusions, and they don't have like that Sand King or that Earthshake or that Ravage or anything, or Leshrac. No real AoE burst, which in my book is almost mandatory to get against CK, because else once that Phantasm kicks in and you don't have the AoE damage, you're really in trouble. It's one of the strongest heroes in the game when you can't bring down his illusions, because he just gets free play, and especially the way Reality Rift works, that he can just focus all his illusions on one target. If you can't take them down, you're fighting against 4 CKs. They all have full damage.
Well, the funny thing is right now, Lamb can take out the mid-racks by himself while not even being there. Pop the Manta, pop the Phantasm, and just send them in with a creep wave.
It's what they're going to do now.
Yep. So look for Lamb, and there goes...
and a replicate.
And a replicate to add to the mix. send everybody in.
So many horses.
And they're thinking about having a crack. And actually, they've locked the bear in place. There's an entangle coming out on one of them. And there goes the Rax down to half-life. PCT sitting on the edge. Geo jumps in, pops the ultimate up right now. The Raw went out of King J. They want to bring down the Morph. Now he gets the BKB off, waves away. Got to look for more stuns. It's Lamb they're trying to disable. Brewmaster, he's still trying to do whatever he can. He's just chasing the CK around, trying for another reality rift. Still no casualties of war just yet. 2 seconds stun out in the bear. And look at EHOME now focusing down the lone druid's bear. It gets recreated by TC. And the Thorns Broodling gets brought down.
This is Rax now.
Should be. There's no Brewmaster ultimate. There's no Roar up.
EHOME is just kiting them. They didn't use anything. They still have Ravage.
And there's Jayo jumping in with the Chen, sending him back to base. Warbling waves up, instantly popping Iron Mike on the back end of play. Lamb looking for a little bit more. There goes the Ravage. TC and Geo really called out. Is that a Skadi? Yeah, it is up on King J. He is beating down Jayo. Ancient Apparition kills the Brewmaster. Instant flyback. But mid-million ranks, it's gone. Axe will fly, but Hannah Montana, 2 seconds stun. Not even time for a pullback. That crit from Lamb just disintegrated his life points. Geo, he lets up the clap, and he's pulled up, pulled back, and then tossed around like a toy by EHOME. He takes the ball, Morbling with a kill. There's the Fluff to Fort to join him. They'll rotate down towards the bottom lane, and this looks like the never-ending momentum that does spell GG.
Yeah, this is actually GG in one fight. EHOME are going to take the entire base almost. Only TC alive right now with his lone druid. Now Vengeful Spirit comes back. Jayo did rebuy and die again here for almost nothing. And that's just EHOME exploiting every little bit of space that Complexity gives them in this fight. And Complexity with their lineup unable, when we get this far into the game, they're simply unable to target down the EHOME heroes. They're just kiting them around all the time, waiting for the ultimate from Brewmaster to run out. And eventually just take a 5-0 fight plus double racks.
That they do.
In one go.
I'm wondering, will he? No, he doesn't. Mike would have been the easiest kill of King J's life. He lost the replicant and couldn't jump back out to it. Man, Complexity, 2 racks is down. And I think it's really their way to give up at this point. They do have their ultimates back up again, so one good fight for them. As we did say, it can turn it around if you get one really, really good fight up your sleeve. Roshan's going to respawn up in 1 minute's time, and this is going to be Complexity saving grace. If they're able to find it, if they are able to bring it down, if they can try and at least win the fight up against EHOME just once.
Yeah.
Just once. Then they can push. This is an Aegis Roshan coming up in just a couple of seconds.
Unfortunately for Complexity, they can't actually push if they win the fight, I think.
There's
rebuy on Rubik, there's rebuy on Morphling, there's rebuy on CK if he gets 1 kill in the fight, or some assist gold.
Well, it's just Rubik as well as Morph, that's it.
CK will be close if he gets a kill, but you're right, if he dies now, he doesn't have the gold for buyback, but he's farming it right now, and Complexity, they're gonna have to do it. It's the thing they can do. They have to fight for the Roshan, they have to try and get this advantage to perhaps give them a good fight.
But they know they can also just lose if they get caught inside the pit.
But on the other hand, if they don't try, they will lose anyway.
Yeah.
They're double racks behind against a better late game, so it's just a matter of time before EHOME feel like, okay, we've got all the items in the world, let's end the game.
I like what TC's done as well. He's shifted all of his items over. So Assault Cuirass plus Radiance now walking at him. It's just the Aurus anyway, so may as well leave it on himself and let the bear do its job. Get towards the front lines, hopefully get a couple of entangles and stop the movement of EHOME.
Yeah, the problem with TC is EHOME is so experienced and so good in these fights. It's something you see from a lot of teams that they don't focus the bear because they're like, it's too tanky, we can't do it. EHOME just make the right decisions. They get the bear when they can, they leave it alone when they have to, and they just kite it all the time. And now TC is like, all right, so if you want to kill my bear all the time, it'll entangle you without items. I'll hit you with items.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the right decision for TC. I completely agree with that. Now, the real challenge awaits for Complexity. Can they get a good kill before the fight starts? Can they catch someone out with the Roar and set it up for them?
They can, man. They got Tornado. They can do anything. Smoke will go, but there was already the Sentry Ward watching where they're moving, so Complexity know exactly where to prep. There is one Radiant Ward looking at Mike, but Mike knows he's there, and there's a pull in. Lamb, he's stuck! He's cornered! He's out though! Phantasmal pulling back out again. Brewmaster pops the ultimate. There goes tied up in towards the air. Morphling already killed up that VS, but needs some more. There's a pullback. Hannah Montana, not where he wants to be. There's a Mega's already gone. Big ALD right on top of Complexity. Oh, it's over. It's so over. Complexity, they're losing too much right now. The Brewmaster, he will take a fall as well. You cannot run. Morphling with a triple kill. And EHOME It looks like they'll keep their hopes alive. There's the official GG by Complexity. The second, or the first American team to be knocked out. EG will be the only remaining hope for USA. But EHOME, they don't get knocked out just yet. No Chinese team eliminated from the international yet, Sin.
This is just very disappointing play, I think. I mean, superb early game by Complexity, I've got to say. Amazing play by them, but when we got a little bit further into the game, EHOME just got more and more control. Amazing individual plays by everyone, making big plays, actually.
Yeah, those team fights were absolutely amazing from EHOME, and it just goes you to show, like, Chinese Dota is built on LAN, it's built on playing together, and it's built on having these big late game decisions, and that's exactly what EHOME did right. They knew what they had to do, when they had to do it, and what position they had to do it in, and in the end, it's a learning experience for Complexity. They did a really, really good job themselves getting this far here in the tournament as well, but at the end of the day, the run has to end, and it does do so right now, Sin. So Complexity, they are knocked out. We do have 2 more lower bracket matches to get through, so, well, we have to do what we always do. We go over to the guys that let us know everything, and of course, everyone wants to see Bruno. Let's jump back to the panel, man.
Thank you, Toby and Cinder, and there you have it then. So Complexity's 5 months of training doesn't match up to EHOME's years of experience here at the International, and EHOME will take it 1-0. It was a loser bracket game. Unfortunately, Complexity now out of the tournament, didn't make top 8, but a great match nonetheless.
I mean, you got to feel bad for Complexity. I mean, obviously getting eliminated from the International, I know their spirits are probably going to be down as of right now, but looking back a year ago, most people in the world had no idea who most of those players were. Now most of them know that going forward, maybe into next year's International and future tournaments, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and adding to that is the fact that they dominated the group stage. They finished second in that group. They were really one of the favorites going into the brackets, at least to finish in that top 8. But once you get into the bracket play, you have to step up your game, and they just didn't manage to do it in the last few days.
Yeah, and for you're a fan, is it, of PCT?
I'm a big fan of, I'm a PCT fan in general.
Okay.
I mean, he is definitely a noob, but EHOME is really good. I feel like the story of this game was really the Panda. During the Panda Ultimates, I mean, Cinder mentioned this a little bit, EHOME had fantastic team coordination. They focused the Bear to remove him during team fights. When the Panda Ultimate was down, that allowed them to get a lot of Manta pushes, etc. But when it was up, it was a whole lot harder, but EHOME played it very, very well.
Yep, they played it well, and actually we're going to have a word with PCT from EHOME with a winner's interview. So let's all see what he's got to say about the match. Over to the interview.
好了，各位观众朋友们，大家好，我是精灵。那么首先要恭喜一下EHOME战队在刚才的比赛中是战胜了来自于美国的coL战队。那目前站在我这边的选手呢是来自于EHOME战队的王美猫。王美猫你好。
你好，精灵。
那么能简单介绍一下自己吧？因为很多观众还是第一次看到你。
我是从去年加入EHOME战队的。我的名字叫我的 游戏 ID 叫 PCT。
好的。那么王美猫在刚才那场比赛中，应该说也是赢的遇到了一些困难。能简单点评一下你的对手吗
？coL 是一个抱团性很强的队伍，他们的执行力非常好。他们的战术也有很多，我们打他们之前是想过很多的。他们无论是执行力还是战术方面都是一流的。
好，那刚才coL战队也是输掉了比赛，那你觉得他们最大的原因导致比赛失利的原因是什么呢？能给大家来介绍一下吗？
我感觉好像是我们 BP 有点优势吧。我们 BP 有点优势，再就是他们可能发挥的也不是特别好。
好了，那么也是感谢王美猫，希望EHOME战队在之后的比赛中也能够一帆风顺。谢谢。Back to James.
All right, thank you there, Anderson, and congratulations once again to EHOME and PCT. So I noticed CK back in, had a great game yesterday, the Chaos Knight. It won a lower bracket match. It's done it twice. Bruno, what have you got to say about this Chaos Knight?
Chaos Knight is quite an interesting hero. He came to Dota 2 back in June and he was up here. Everyone was picking him and then it went down. And now it's not as much pick, but he's getting a lot of recognition. He has a 52% win rate and Artstyle seems to love the hero. He's 15-2 with him. But you know who the best one is with CK? That's actually Sylar, a Chinese carry. Who knew? But also he has 70% participation, which means that even though he's a single target hero, he gets lots of kills, he gets involved. It's really important to have him from the early game on, every single game.
Yeah, it worked out for him quite nicely. But also what happened in this match was there was a lot of focus on big team fights, especially around Roshan. And we'll take a look at those in just a moment. But what did you guys make of the big team fights for both Complexity and EHOME?
Yeah, the big team fights are important. This one here especially, this is around Roshan. This is where Complexity, in a position where they think he can take it, the reality rift pulls TC to the high ground. And in the end, it's like IX Mike takes the Aegis.
That is true chaos right there. He actually, a little bit later, as they were pushing down in the middle, he got stuck in the trees. Then he Manta-styled out, and then he used Reality Rift to pull those illusions back out of the trees. Chaos indeed.
Yeah, it was. Had they not been able to pull TC out of the pit, the CK, would that have been a win for EHOME?
Potentially. I mean, they isolated the primary farmer, right?
Yeah, I think the big thing there is that would have allowed the Lone Druid to actually pick up the Aegis, and from there on out, then they have the extra life from him, then the Spirit Bear is going to be staying up, dishing out more and more damage. I think they were still in a bad position. King J at that point, on his Morphling, just had a lot of farm. I mean, I was taking down notes, literally one thing, Morphling is all it says. Today it's just been all about Morphling.
Okay, yeah, Morphling, played by King J, did finish 13-0. But let's talk about TC's performance on the Lone Druid. Now, Lone Druid, he actually had not an early game success, but it definitely seemed like he had a good amount of items around the mid-game. Do you think they underutilized him, or what was the reason for,
He
not
got
being
a
successful?
relatively quick Radiance. It wasn't that he was mitigated a whole lot. I think the real story was just the Brewmaster. I mean, every time they had Brewmaster Ultimate, they were able to initiate it. It gave TC a lot of room to maneuver in battles. The one time that fight up top, where Synderen did talk about when they focused the bear, that was a big deal. They removed the Radiance, and that kind of removed TC from the battle. And while Panda's running around through all of this, they're not really able to accomplish a whole much. And then a few times when the Panda Ultimate or the Brewmaster Ultimate ran out, obviously Rubik's Skull at one time, every time it ran out, they were able to get something off it. A middle tier 2, a middle Rax, a bottom, etc.
Yeah, Rubik was definitely a core hero pick in the lineup of EHOME there, played by X. All right then, guys, so congratulations to EHOME. They're going to be moving through into the next round of the lower bracket. Complexity, unfortunately, their tournament will end here today, but we've still got more chances for an American team to go through and stay within the international, because coming up will be Tong Fu versus Evil Geniuses, and then we've got Dera versus DK, and we also have our round 3 of the lower bracket set up. It's, of course, going to be Orange versus EHOME, an all-Asian affair.
There's going to be a lot of those coming up in the